Live from Cool Boys Central.
You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
Hold your dicks and rub your tits.
You'll be ice cold.
Here come the Cool Boys.
Just a young boy.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
I see cool boys.
Play some music. I want to hear some fucking Batman music right now. Bam, na, na, na.
Batman.
All right, that's good enough. That's good, Batman. That's good, Batman.
Yeah.
What are you guys drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Coors Light.
Not again.
Nah.
Not again.
I didn't have time to make anything.
God damn it.
I like a beer that's also hydrating.
Well, I'm drinking a drink that's pertinent to the episode tonight. I am drinking a Jack and Coke, a drink that Superman drinks.
Does
When?
he?
When does he drink that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, Noli, what are you drinking?
Tonight I'm just drinking some red vino.
Ooh, that sounds fancy and foreign.
I think it's what Batman drinks, right? No, they drink champagne sometimes. I don't know what Batman doesn't drink.
He drinks red wine in Batman v Superman.
Yeah, he drinks red wine in Batman v Superman. It's next to his bed.
And martinis.
Well, before we get into this next voice, the fourth voice that you've been listening to, Cool Boy Nation, you've asked for him. You wanted him. He is by far the most requested cool boy to be on this show as our next special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, and let's face it, mostly gentlemen, here is the one and only Dorn.
AKA what?
AKA Chub Stud.
Yes.
That's right.
AKA Cool Boy Nation's #1 fan. AKA Cool Boy Nation. If you bother us enough, you will be on the show just like Dorn.
Yeah.
That's true. Just send us 2 emails and we'll ignore 1.
I had to listen to 40-something episodes, but I'm here.
Have you really listened to all our episodes? Are you really caught up?
Though I haven't. Let's see. The last one I listened to was the Cool Boys Watch Gay Porn.
Oh, yeah.
Which was quite an episode.
Congrats.
I did make it through the whole thing.
Yes.
Nice.
And I did
that's
listen.
very impressive.
I
We
did listen
barely
to. I did listen to the Thor Ragnarok Spoilercast, but that's the last one I have. I think you have like He-Man episode or something.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten there yet.
80s cartoons, yeah.
Did you sync it with your copy of Big Guns 2, Dorn?
Yeah.
I just enjoyed the audio commentary. which
you missed it out.
Which was graphic enough, I should tell you.
We paint a picture, yeah.
I was struggling based on your reactions. Fun
Well,
times.
Dorn, what are you drinking tonight?
A Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Oh, I love those.
Nice and cheap. Classic.
Classy. Much better than folks Coors Light.
Yeah, well,
You know,
they come in easy to buy packs.
he gets to drink more.
Greetings, Cool Boy Nation, and welcome to a special installment of the Cool Boys podcast. I'm Felk.
I'm Ballard.
And I'm Noli.
In this episode, we will be joined by Cool Boy Nation's very own Dorn.
I'm Dorn.
Oodie-oddie.
Thank you for being with us on this very special episode, Dorn.
No, Cool Boys, thank you. This is a blessing to be in your company.
Oh, you are too kind.
Well, thank you, Dorn. Well, the reason Dorn will be joining us on this very special episode is because Nolan is protesting seeing Justice League, and therefore we will have another Justice League DC fan to speak on this film, so we just don't have one hater who hasn't seen the film.
Hated that.
Ooh.
Is that about right, Noli?
I'll summarize Nolan's review. Hated it.
I bet when I finally see it, I'll like it the most because you guys hated Suicide Squad. I didn't have a problem. It sucked, but like I didn't care.
That's a glowing endorsement of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it really is.
That's on the
It sucked,
poster.
but I didn't care.
But I didn't care. Noli.
Who was your favorite character from Suicide Squad?
Oh God, the guy with fire.
Diablo.
No, he was not. It was.
Yeah, see, exactly. You
forgettable.
didn't like
I forgot
Suicide
everybody.
Squad.
They're all forgettable.
Okay.
Will Smith.
The one guy who was in for 5 seconds, Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Oh yeah, Adam Beach.
Didn't even get an intro.
This episode, we'll be discussing Justice League. So we will forgo our cool boy updates and get right into Detective Comics Extended Universe and all the fabulous boners it has given us. Well, yeah, so we all watched Justice League except for Nolan because he hates Superman and probably possibly Batman whenever
No. Batman is my favorite comic book character ever.
You just hate when he interacts with any character who's not from the Batman.
Yes,
core
and I
unit
hate
group.
Batman fighting CGI creatures. It just doesn't mesh with me.
So you wouldn't be down for Batman fighting like Clayface in a movie that had nothing to do with the rest of the Justice League.
Yeah, Clayface is not a good villain.
Clayface is
I
cool.
love Clayface.
Love Clayface.
Yeah, Clayface
Big
is
Killer
great.
You
Croc.
guys love fucking cartoons and children's shows. That's why you love these.
When
kind
we
of
were
movies.
children and then we grew up.
But,
you're still
at least Clayface could actually be a real person, like as opposed to Steppenwolf, who was just a CGI character.
Mm.
And
Clayface
he
is
didn't
a
need
little-
to be a CGI character, I guess, really.
What about Man-Bat? Are you down with Man-Bat?
No, I'm not down with Man-Bat.
Fuck on.
Oh.
Man-Bat's awesome.
Episode
it's
1
not.
of the Batman animated series is
On
Man-Bat.
leather wings.
See, you
On
guys
leather
like children.
wings.
You guys like children's stuff. Big giant bats flying through the sky, fighting like Batman. That's a children's show.
Dinosaurs and future people riding on them. Of course I love Man-Bat and Clayface.
You liked Arkham?
That's a video game.
Yeah, but it's like a more serious
No.
take on that world.
That's not really an argument because, yeah, it's a video game. That's a totally
video game.
different, that's like, because you need that in a video game. If you don't have that in a video game, the video game just sucks.
If I watched a movie of Batman fighting a giant bat, I would walk out of the theater if that happened.
God, that would be, I would love to be watching this awesome Batman movie. All of a sudden, Man-Bat flies in, super hardcore, right? Music is just swelling. My dick is engorged. I'm pulling a Noli, and I'm literally covering the theater's entire ceiling in cum. And then all of a sudden, I see 4 rows in front of me, Noli just stand up and just shake his head and just walk out.
Walk out because he wants realistic, exciting villains like Clock King. Clock King is a
that?
guy who can tell time. You love him. You'd love him. He's nothing
think he
completely,
sounds
nothing
perfect.
fantastical at all about Clock
You know what,
King.
I
From what
love
I've
Clock
seen-
King.
I do too.
Oh God, are you guys serious? Who the fuck is this guy? But from what I've seen from the trailers, I don't doubt that Man-Bat might appear in this DC universe.
He did.
He
his
kind of
power
was
is-
in BVS.
Yeah, he's in
God damn.
BVS.
Kind of.
Yeah.
God damn it. He was actually in Batman Forever, wasn't he?
Well, no, that was just an
Sort of.
hallucination that they cut out.
Yeah, but that was and that was also a deleted scene, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
that
in
wasn't
the
in the movie.
No, I saw
Yeah.
it in the movie.
No, you
There's
saw
a shot of the bat.
There's a
flying
bat
towards
in the
him.
movie, but the giant bat is a
Oh,
deleted scene.
yeah. You're talking about the bat that's like flying towards the camera.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a huge giant bat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a
No, but there's like a
man-bat.
giant man bat they actually did as a deleted scene for Batman Forever.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Your only point of reference for Mr. Freeze is Arnold Schwarzenegger's portrayal, isn't it?
Oh, I saw the animated series.
Okay.
No, that's
You
good.
just didn't love it.
Oh, I love Mr. Freeze in both. Arnold gave us
I
a
mean-
great Mr. Freeze.
Arnold is Mr. Freeze from now on. You can never be better than Arnold. He was amazing.
The Iceman cometh. I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! All right, everyone. Chill. Cool party. Tonight, hell breathes over.
Oh, thank you, Dennis Miller.
Let's kick some ice. Yes.
gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. You don't shut up for a second, all right?
But Justice League is what we're here for, so let's just talk about the Rotten Tomato thing, because that was obviously a big deal for this film.
Yeah.
So because of it's gonna get released on Thursday night, woo, or whatever it was, everyone wanted to speculate. So we're gonna have our speculations now. Noli, Falcon, myself have our speculations written down, but Dorn, would you like to guess what you would have thought it would have been before finding out?
I would say probably 30.
Oh, look at that. You won.
I mean, the reviews were not good going into the movie. Obviously, I've seen it now, but...
So what we did was we all predicted before the reviews came out what the percentages would be.
I probably would have given it more like a 65.
Yeah.
Before
65?
any reviews, yeah. Just assuming that it was Snydery and that there's going to be problems.
So, Noli, what was yours?
I had 57.
Felk, what was yours?
I had 69.
Ballard, what did you have?
I had 93.
Did you really think it was going to get that good a score?
Wonder Woman got 93.
Ballard went off one review that
I
said
loved Wonder
it is
Woman,
equal to Wonder Woman. And so that from there on, he's like, okay, Wonder Woman have 90-something? Okay, Justice League 93.
Okay, so the reality was I guess I assumed that the Rotten Tomatoes release of the score had something to do with the fact that it was like a big deal to release it because it was like, oh, we finally got a movie right. But my original guess was like 77, but then I did hold steady with 93. And the actual Rotten Tomato score, as everybody knows it at this point while recording, is 40%.
40, that's... Ooh. So wait, did they specifically withhold the rating?
Maybe
till now.
They revealed it on their show, on the Rotten Tomatoes show, which in the middle of the night.
See it or skip it or something like that, right?
Yeah,
see it or skip it or skip it or see it. I think it may have been skip it.
Hey now, kids, come gather round. See what just skipped into town. So
skip it.
Do run, do jump, do hop, hop.
Skip it.
Skipping and a screaming and a bop to bop. But the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball. So try to beat your very best score. See if you can jump a whole lot more.
Skip it.
Come on, everybody, skip it. No.
It only made 95 million, so it didn't do great.
Yeah, I mean, when the third Thor makes 50 million more than it, that's a problem. And Thor sucks.
Yeah, I actually said that to the person walking out of the theater. I was like, isn't it crazy that Thor 3 did better than Justice League?
By a long shot.
Yeah, that's crazy. Walking out of the theater, I said that. I was like, that just blew me away. Anyways, well, Noel, you have some questions.
Yeah, I guess before I go, because I don't want to be around when you guys talk spoilers, because I might see this one day. Who knows? Who knows?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Noel, have you seen Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition yet?
No.
Nope. You'll never see Justice League.
He specifically requested that I not put it on the background so as not to spoil the additional 30 minutes he has not seen.
It's great. There's a lot up front.
I don't like spoils.
No, yeah.
Even I don't like to be spoiled about something I've never seen. I have never seen a Harry Potter, but don't talk to me about it. Don't spoil it.
Never seen Harry Potter? That's weird.
Why would I see that? I was fucking 25 when they came out. Why would I watch a children's show, you fucking children?
Wait, you're 42 right now?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know.
It was 17 years ago it came out.
Yeah, you were 19 when the first one came out.
I was in college getting drunk and trying to hook up with chicks. I wasn't watching Harry Potter.
I was in college going to see Harry Potter.
I was 18 in college going to see Harry Potter.
And I was drinking and fucking bitches.
And I could relate to it because I remembered what it was like to have a first day of school because I just had one at college.
Oh.
Dorn, did you see Harry Potter in college?
No. I saw it. Ballard, you showed it to me.
Oh, yeah.
After they were had only 2 more movies.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And they were terrible. There were a couple that were tolerable, but most of them were really bad.
That's how I
the Alfonso Cuarón one's good, but we're on Harry Potter cast.
Yeah, Harry Potter. All right, I guess my first question is,
okay,
is it a Snyder film? Without giving spoils.
No.
Visually,
not
but
some of it. Yeah.
Visually, but tonally, it is not. Tonally, it is very Joss Whedon. Visually, it looks Zack Snyder.
Even just with like they said 15 to 20% reshoots.
I don't want to say anything, but seriously, here's the thing. Zack Snyder, whether you like him or don't like him, he's a gutsy director.
Yeah.
This film is not gutsy.
Correct.
Accurate.
Yeah, very well done. It is very weird to see him doing something so by the books, and that's probably Whedon's reshoots.
Okay. Second question: how bad is the CGI? Because it looks horrible in the trailer.
It's bad.
Horrible.
It's bad.
Really bad.
That sucks.
Not
That takes me right out of the movie.
You haven't seen the worst thing in the trailer.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
we probably aren't going to be able to talk about it with you without like giving some spoilers away.
Oh, come on. That's not a
Mustache?
spoiler. That's
Is
not
it
a
the
spoiler.
mustache.
Yeah, it's Henry Cavill's face is horrible.
Yes.
I would imagine it'd be
Yeah,
bad because they
it's
just
bad.
shot the reshoot like a month ago. How
Noli.
could they do it?
They reshot 99% of Superman.
But yeah, you could tell. He did not look good.
Less than 2 minutes is real Henry Cavill's face. Seriously, no bullshit. I counted it. Less than 2 minutes is Henry Cavill's face.
And how distracting is that? That's got to be distracting.
It's incredibly distracting.
It's horrible.
God, that's awful.
But then again, so the rumors is that the people who did that are still working. So like they're still getting to change it for the Blu-ray.
Good.
Oh.
And they better release the Zack Snyder version of this too.
Oh god, yeah.
I'd hope so.
And then Noli, go ahead. What's your third question?
Guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Who would you rather from the Justice League, Wonder Woman excluded, fuck in the butt, and get fucked in the butt? And you can only use one person for each answer.
Power Girl.
From the Justice League from this movie.
Supergirl.
From this movie, it's
The
only
overalls?
Wonder Woman.
Well, I think
Huh?
that's the twist.
Wait, you're trying to get me to pick a guy out of this
Oh,
team.
okay.
Yes, of course I am.
I mean Cavill, but
You have to choose one who you'd like to have fuck you in the butt and one who you'd like to suck off. You can't use the same guy twice.
I'd suck off Ben, although he does not ask permissions to grab you. And I get fucked by Cavill. Except Ezra Miller's actually gay, so I mean,
Wait, we talking about the actor or the character? Because
The character.
yeah,
The
so
character.
you're talking about Superman fucking you. That's
no,
Yeah.
That's
I'd suck
different.
off Batman and get fucked by Superman.
All right,
You might
Phil's got a clear
die.
answer.
No, I would get fucked by Aquaman.
Felk, have you ever seen Mr. Hands?
What?
Oh,
Felk, have you ever seen Mr. Hands?
Mr. Hands.
It's a internet video about a guy who gets fucked by a horse named Mr. Hands, and
Oh,
the
God.
dick is like 3 feet long. What happens is it impales him, and then the guy goes to the hospital and dies. And the guy that records the video gets charged with like assistant murder, essentially. And
Why are you talking about this?
well, I think what she's trying to say is
Superman
might impale
will
you.
Mr. Hands you.
No, Superman
Lois Lane's
fucks
fine.
Lois Lane every night.
Yeah, she's
He
It is a
can
common
control it.
conversation. I think it's like in Dogma or Mallrats or Kevin Smith all the time. It's like a thing about how Superman can't come in you or like fuck you without like practically killing you. And Wonder
Right.
Woman is the only person that can like withstand his cock.
He fucks Lois Lane. He gets her pregnant. He can do it. He knows how to be gentle.
I always thought Superman did it like this. He fingered her a lot, right? And then he came into his hand and then he just like shoved it in her pussy, all weird and like gross and slimy.
Oh,
That could work.
Just like shoved it in like this.
What's the fucking Will Smith movie? Hitchcock?
oh Jesus Christ.
Hancock.
Hancock. God, what a terrible.
Yeah, they
fucking-
they explain
Yeah.
Superman sex in that.
Yeah.
Ballard, how many boys do you give Hancock? 4 out of 5?
Oh, easy 4 out of 5.
Nice.
God,
Nice.
I give it 1. I think it's horrible.
it's really bad.
Yeah, I'd give it 2 maybe.
No, I give Hancock 3 out of 5 boys. Honestly, it's tonally a mess,
Ouch.
but it's a fun mess.
Ouch. That's very
we
ouch.
just established the baseline that your 3 out of 5 is pretty
Yeah.
much a horrible movie.
Yeah.
Might be
So
a good
anyway,
thing to do.
Doran touched upon Flash, who I think definitely needs to be in this conversation because I'm choosing him for one of them because it's going to be done very quickly. I
Right,
hope.
it's gonna be fast.
I think he'd butt fuck me just like it'd be like a second. And I'm
What if
hoping
he's
I
like
had to
really good
suck
at
him
getting
off.
his dick sucked?
I think if I sucked him off, I'm not so sure it'd be a second. I think he'd enjoy it too much.
What if he vibrates his dick so fast in your mouth, it's just like bink, and you're done.
He's gay.
Yeah. I
So-
think I might take Flash in the butt because he's going to do it in 1 second. I just
Yeah,
want to get
that's
that
good.
over with.
Get it over with.
Yeah. And then I think it's like folks said before, it's a privilege to suck Batman off. I'd suck Batman off.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
nice.
you guys are missing the point again. Okay, Cyborg is gonna have a chrome cock, and a chrome cock is so funny.
He's naked.
Sucking on a chrome cock is the funniest thing in the world.
Let's move on.
Dorn hasn't heard the cartoon one about Ballard would love to suck off Destro because he has a chrome cock, apparently.
Oh my god.
And then I had to
I'm
look
sure
on
he does,
Wikipedia and fan art and prove that no.
We had to
he has
Wikipedia
human
and find
cock,
out.
'cause it's
Does
just
he have a chrome
mask.
cock?
No, he's
Well, I guess
wearing a
I'll have to listen.
mask. There'd be no reason to assume he has a chrome
Right.
cock.
I assumed he poured the beryllium steel on his dick as well for funsies.
It's a mask.
And then that way people sucking his dick could have like a funny thing to do. Like, look, oh my God, it's a chrome cock.
It sounds like all of us had
Plated.
intelligent answers, but Felk just wanted to fuck and get fucked by Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. So I think.
Oh
Felk's
yeah, I
gay.
didn't pick anybody fucking me in the ass, but I think I'd have to go with the Flash at least. I think Nolan makes sense there.
Yeah, you're right. Quick, one and done.
Isn't it always so funny how Nolan's quizzes always turn out so great for Nolan?
Yeah. Basically, Nolan's would you rather's are me and you have to choose between two gay things, and then Nolan doesn't answer and he calls us gay.
I answered.
Who would you pick?
I picked Flash in my butt, and I'd suck off Batman because it'd be a fucking privilege.
Oh,
Right.
But I'm gay for picking Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck.
You said their names. You said the actor. You didn't say the characters.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's visually that's the same thing.
Let's face it, it's more realistic that you could fuck Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck than Superman or Batman. So it's like proof to the pudding that you want it more.
I live in the real world. All right, guys, I don't think you
There
can
it
get a
goes.
more topical would you rather than that. So let's move on to our cool boy show topic.
All right, guys. I guess that's Byzies for me for right now because I don't want no fucking spoilers.
It's time for
Spoilers. So juicy.
Yeah, let's do these ratings. So I'm gonna keep us to our old Spoilercast ratings, Felk, for Wonder Woman,
All right.
because it's the only one we've done a Spoilercast for. But everything else, we've kind of, I don't know if we've ever given like a legit rating, and whether we did or didn't, I think we can finally give a legit rating finally for a lot of these DC Extended Universe. I know DC Extended Universe is not the actual name, and I know I yelled at Felk in like episode 2 about it, but we're gonna call it the DCEU because what else are we gonna call it?
Nah, it's the DCEU. It's
Yeah,
fine.
fuck it.
The fans name it this time, bitches. All right, so first movie in the DCEU is Man of Steel. Now, I went back to my Netflix ratings to kind of get a legitimate answer on what I felt about Man of Steel because I can't recall exactly what I said in past episodes. I gave Man of Steel a 5 out of 5 boys.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm a 5. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I thought it was as good of a Superman movie as you could make. I understand the criticisms. I wanted more of Superman saving people, and I certainly wanted to have a sequel that's just about Superman fighting like Brainiac or somebody, where he's like now Superman, not him like trying to rip off Batman's head to save his mom. But
And then dying.
as a solo movie, 5 out of 5. I won't let the sequels diminish it.
All right, and then Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. We're gonna rate it twice.
Yeah.
So, the original theatrical version, I give 3 out of 5 boys.
I give it 2.5. It was disappointing.
Yeah, 3, but it's a soft 3.
Yeah, it's a very soft 3. There's definitely, it's not gonna come very clean.
Mhm.
It's mainly because it was an editing mess. I mean, it was a post-production nightmare to watch it, and I couldn't stand watching it. I just knew so much was being lifted out of the film, and they were clearly cutting around plot lines,
Yes.
and it hurt me.
Basically, after I saw it, I was like, well, I'll look forward to seeing the rest of the movie. Because they announced the extended edition like the next week, and then they released that the scene with Steppenwolf, which should have been in the movie like on a necessary level because it meant the ending with Lex Luthor made no sense. So immediately once I saw that, I'm like, oh, so there's like 30 more minutes that really needed to be in that movie. And when I saw it, sure enough. So 2.5 for the theatrical, but extended.
is vastly superior.
Well, it makes sense.
I think it's actually a great movie. I enjoy watching it, and I give the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice 4 out of 5 boys.
I give it 3.5.
Yeah, I'd say 3.5 boys.
Full boy of improvement, because that was such a weird experience where like one scene after another was like, oh, that's what was going on. Oh, that's what they were trying to do. The Jimmy Olsen bit was like the fact that they introduce him specifically as Jimmy Olsen. They have like a little meet cute moment where he talks to Lois for the first time. You're like, oh, this is Jimmy Olsen meeting Lois Lane for the first time. So that then when he gets his head blown out or blown off or shot, it's like, oh shit, they just killed Jimmy Olsen. Stakes immediately. Like this movie can do anything. It would have like it would have had impact. But since they never name him in the theatrical cut, you just see it in the credits going like, that was Jimmy Olsen. What the fuck?
Yeah. It was random guy got shot in the head throughout the whole film, and then what?
Yeah.
What?
Superman gets blamed for killing people that are shot with machine guns.
Yeah, and then that doesn't make sense either, because you're like,
sense.
he would never have shot anybody with a machine gun, and who would have assumed he would have done that? And then it's like later you see the movie, you're like, okay, you can kind of understand why they thought that a little bit more.
Because they were burned
so.
up like he had used heat vision on them.
Yeah, but Lois Lane, who's a prized journalist, is there.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah, and nobody believes her.
Nope, no. Making it up because she's sleeping
Yeah.
with Superman.
It's still got problems, but I mean, it's at least a little bit more clear. But that said, Lex is still terrible, and plenty of things weren't improved.
I would say the only things for me, the Ultimate Edition just cannot rectify at all, no matter which way you cut it, is Lex is annoying. Lex Luthor is an annoying character played by Jesse Eisenberg. And Martha is still, no matter what, going to be what triggers everything for Superman and Batman to become best friends.
Yeah, and the extended cut does not add any more context to that scene.
Yeah,
It doesn't help it at all. It's still the same. So
yeah, but I still love the movie, and I enjoy it, and it was a gutsy movie, and I actually remember getting a little misty when Superman was picking up his Kryptonian spear and was going right at Doomsday. I was like, holy shit, they're doing this.
yeah,
He's
I was
gonna die
like,
right now, and I was getting sad.
I was like, oh, here it is. Yeah, he's going to die.
They shouldn't have done that.
I got sad. I actually
didn't
was
like it.
sad. I
You didn't
teared
need-
up.
You didn't need Doomsday in the movie at all, but
You
didn't.
Yeah, and you didn't also need to cram the death and rebirth of Superman while you're setting up Superman and Justice League.
right.
Yeah, and also giving us Batman and Superman for the first time ever.
It's too much.
As much as I love Wonder Woman, she didn't need to be there. She was
No.
wasted in BVS. But BVS did introduce us to, Ben's portrayal of Batman, which actually, we were all a little worried when he got casted, and then he ended up being solid.
I wasn't. I was on board. I thought Ben was great casting.
Yeah, I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about Heath Ledger either. I'm not usually worried about casting because I figure, okay, they have something there. I think the only time I was ever worried about casting was Jared Leto as the Joker, and I was right.
Yeah. I was worried about Maggie Gyllenhaal. I was like, oh no.
Let's move on to Suicide Squad, guys, because Suicide Squad was a fucking train wreck.
Like Maggie Gyllenhaal's face.
Hot trash.
Exactly like Maggie Gyllenhaal's face. I gave Suicide Squad 2 out of 5 boys. And as Noli pointed
That's
out
high.
earlier, and Felk and Noli have pointed out multiple times, and as Dorn knows from having known me for so long, 2 out of 5 boys.
That's a bad rating from you.
From you it is.
Yeah.
It's equal to my 1 out of 5, which is what I give it. And it's worth noting that the extended cut of that one does not really help.
Doesn't do anything.
No.
Was there an extended cut? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it has extra 10 minutes of Joker and Harley, but it doesn't add anything to the movie.
Ugh.
No, in fact, it makes it more confusing than even their characters.
Yes.
Because it has her riding up on a motorcycle, getting smacked by Joker, and then him not liking her and telling her to leave, and then cutting to the next scene, and he's like, "Why are you still bugging me?" And it's
Yeah,
like,
it
well, what
contradicts
fuck's
the
going
ending
on?
that they shot in. They added in where he loves her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I give it a 1 to a 1.5. I mean, I remember enjoying it in the theater, but then when I saw it again, I was like, no, I couldn't even finish it the second time.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
just turned it off. It's like, no.
The first 20 minutes, I was actually like, all right, this is a mess, but at least it's kind of entertaining.
Suicide Squad was a total fucking basket case of an edit. They clearly didn't know what they were doing. They cut in for some reason like random headshots with like info like this character does this and this and has this and this and this and this kind of skill set, and he likes teddy bears or fucking unicorns or whatever the fuck.
Unicorns.
And it was music video of the movie. I mean, it was
it was a trailer of the movie.
It was trailer of the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, when I saw Batman v Superman in theaters, I was like, Warner Brothers is clearly tinkering with shit and doesn't trust where they're going with this extended universe. And then Suicide Squad like only hit that home when it was like, oh, you clearly shot a dark film and we're like scared shitless that it was way too dark. Wonder
Woman and Man of Steel are the only two where I was like, okay, they released the movie they made. Like that was just the movie. And with BVS, I'm confident we've seen Snyder's actual like what he intended to make in the Ultimate Cut. But we'll never see what David Ayer was trying to do with Suicide Squad.
No, we'll never see that.
He had a much darker movie where they changed the aesthetic and added like all the neon and fluorescent shit. Like that was not in his version. It was a much darker one. And
wait,
we'll find out.
His version didn't have a lot of pink and green in it for no reason, just glowing on like sets?
No, and we'll never see that movie. We'll find out if we'll ever get to see the Justice League. We don't know yet.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I loved Wonder Woman, Felk, and what you touched upon with Wonder Woman as when you called back even to Man of Steel is that we saw what Warner Brothers didn't tamper with and allowed some filmmakers to make. And Batman Superman, eventually we did see, yes, absolutely what they intended to make or what the filmmaker intended to make. But Wonder Woman was great because we saw the movie. They didn't fuck with it. And if you listen to Patty Jenkins talk about it, they didn't fuck with her.
No.
And so
when
we've already spoken quite a bit about Wonder Woman. There's about like almost 2 hours in content on our Wonder Woman spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Just to remind Cool Boy Nation, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 boys. Felk, you gave it.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5.
That's right, Felk. I'm holding you to that. That's good. I'm glad you said exactly what it was. Noli gave it a 3.5 out of 4 boys. Dorn, what did you give it?
Wonder Woman, I gave a 5. I loved it. I thought it was great.
You gave it how many boys?
5 out of 5 boys.
Okay, good.
Dorn is the most woke of all of us.
I love it.
He respects women.
I gave it, I just watched Wonder Woman for the first time since seeing it in the theater, right before seeing Justice League, and I was like, yeah, that was awesome. I loved it again.
Yeah, it's good. And I get misty every time she goes into no man's land. Get it?
Yeah.
No man's land.
I get it.
Fight you off because I am a hero. Wonder Woman is a great film.
It's good.
It's a great superhero film for classic superhero filmmaking.
Sure.
Like having the classic superhero 3 acts and battle the bad guy in the end. It did a great job with it. It's unfortunate it came out in 2017 and didn't come out, at a more, acceptable time like 2007. This film would have just crushed, and it crushed. It did kill. It was a great movie.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There's too much of let's celebrate anything a woman ever does.
Anything.
In 2017. It's like the praise would have meant more to the movie in 2007.
Exactly. As opposed to just being like, it's a woman. You have to love it. Did you like it? You better fucking like it.
But the real feminists hate it.
It's horrible. Her ass cheeks.
She's too pretty. She represents a heteronormative view of beauty.
Why does she have to wear that outfit? Nobody would ever wear an outfit like that. The Greeks never wore things like that.
She should wear a hijab and be paraplegic and black and also not be played by an Israeli actress. That's a big one.
Yeah, it was. Well, so we said, we talked about Wonder Woman to death in another episode, so go listen to it.
Check it out.
All right.
Wonder Woman.
And now we can move on to Justice League.
Well, guys, let's rate Justice League. So I'm guessing Noli will come out of this with a 0 out of 5 boys. I will be surprised if Nolan gives it even a 1 or a 2.
I disagree.
But I will go first. This is a hard one for me to rate because I know I'm rating Joss Whedon's film and not Zack Snyder's film. And I hope someday they release an ultimate edition of Justice League where I can see Zack Snyder's film and I can actually rate Zack Snyder's film. I love the Avengers. I love Joss Whedon, but I did not like this movie so much. And I feel like this movie is seriously a 2.5 to 3 out of 5 boys.
Whoa. I wasn't expecting that from you.
I'll give it 3 out of 5. I actually enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I'm going to see it again Wednesday, I think.
Okay. I also gave it a 3 out of 5.
I see 3.5 out of 5, actually.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, see, I did not like it that much.
So you rank it above BVS.
I give the extended cut of BVS also 3.5. I say they're equal.
Okay.
This is equal to the ultimate edition of BVS to you.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a very different movie, though.
Part of me having to make the judgment call on the 2.5 to 3 out of 5 cool boys for me is that I don't know what I'm rating.
No.
Am I rating a third film in a trilogy? Am I rating a reboot to a comics universe? Am I rating a film only on its own merits and what it was able to provide me? If that's the case, if I'm rating just the film Justice League alone, it's a horrible movie. Why if I'm rating a film on its own like this, why is there the worst CGI ever in a 2017 film? Like, I would be like, this movie felt rushed. I don't understand this film as a film. So I have to rate this film as part of a larger thing, a franchise or a trilogy. As a trilogy, it's a horrible third act. Yeah. So then I have to rate this then as a franchise film.
Yeah.
So I have to look at this in context of all of DC and all of the press and media have talked about DC. And I guess I have to go with, 2.5 to 3 out of 5 cool boys. Just because it's like, it did a lot with it's a horrible mess. But I can't believe this is the film I saw. And if this is the film I saw, I can't imagine the headache Joss Whedon must have gone through in making this film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wanted to see a Justice League movie for a very, very long time, decades. And
2007, you almost got one from George Miller.
That would have been much better, I'm sure. But this is what we got. And we're not going to get another one for a long time.
I think we might get another one as the Flashpoint film will be a pseudo Justice League 2 because they're going to just reboot the whole franchise.
I think, that could be. I hope they don't do that. Use time travel to reboot it. That's dumb.
That's what they did with the New 52, and so it's likely that they'll try to do as a way to even create fan service. You know, look, we're doing our own New 52.
I want them to move away from this trying to replicate Marvel and just start churning out movies. And if Scorsese really does a fucking weird Joker movie with Leo DiCaprio, let him.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Noli said it really well in a text thread, and I think you said this too, Felk, if not before him or right after him. The problem is that DC relied way too heavily on Zack Snyder's vision to create an entire universe for other directors to play in.
No, I said that.
And that's just not something that works for his style of directing.
No, because he likes the Frank Miller and Alan Moore Batman, and that exactly. Batman's not the Batman you put in Justice League.
Right. Well, yeah, not easily, but yeah. I was really disappointed with the film in general. It was full of like massive tone changes, and it was obvious reshoots, especially with like one major signifier in Henry Cavill's face.
Yeah.
Like I said, 98% of the Superman sequences are reshot, and that's very clear. And you can count on like 2 fingers the amount of scenes where Henry Cavill doesn't have a CGI face, and it's Kent Farm after he talks to Lois, he's talking to his mom, and again at Kent Farm when he's talking to Bruce at the end of the film. The only 2 times it's clearly Henry Cavill shot by Zack Snyder. Otherwise, it's all Superman shot by Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
it's a complete reshoot on Superman.
Thanks, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, really. Yeah, Mission Impossible 6.
Why did you have to do all the reshoots anyway? Like, what? They didn't film any of that before?
Well, no, because I guess the rumor is that the entire film Superman was evil, and they didn't want Superman to be evil. I guess the original concept was Justice League 2 was when, or the end of Justice League, he was going to switch over and be good. And then that way Justice League 2 would be your first real Justice League film where you had everybody good on the same side. But Warner Brothers had to abandon that, and they wanted to make Superman good in this film and happy and laughing and giggling with Cyborg after they pull mother boxes, and then have Wonder Woman look up and go, "I work with children." Like, I was like, what is this? What am I watching right now?
They wanted more Steppenwolf. God.
Oh, Steppenwolf was horrible.
God.
Yeah, well, he was also, I have to imagine, a part of. I don't know if that counts as reshoots, but like that CG was not complete. That was
no way. That was horrible.
How could that CG have been even like why? Okay, so here's the other issue I have with this film. They started filming this movie a long fucking time ago.
Yeah, it was like the day after they wrapped Batman v Superman.
So yeah, why at all is the CGI so spotty in this?
Because it was redone to
so massively.
Yeah,
so massively.
Very late in the game by Joss Whedon, and that comes out. That's it. I mean, like, what was his name? Incubus from Suicide Squad also looked terrible CG, but then there was like other stuff in the movies that's fine. So it's like, okay, that was redone, and they didn't have time to do it right.
Right. Yeah. I actually thought Steppenwolf looked more CGI than Incubus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're about the same. It was pretty bad.
Incubus has like skin that was supposed to be glowing, so it kind of like they were able to hide that. Yeah, mask it. But this is just like, that's supposed to be flesh.
Yeah.
He's an alien. Okay, so is Superman. I don't. Why does he look CGI? Steppenwolf looked horrible.
Yeah, the Parademons for the most part looked fine.
Yeah, they looked great.
So it was like very much like, okay, that's Zach stuff, and everything from Steppenwolf was redone to make him, I don't know, less weird. That really pisses me off is that the design is the most generic bad guy I think it's ever been in a comic book movie, and yet I actually really loved, or at least liked, the Steppenwolf we saw in the extended cut of BVS. I thought he was creepy and he looked like a monster, and that CG looks great in that scene they cut. He looks like he's live action.
Isn't that supposed to be like a communication? Like he's talking to him on Skype or whatever? Like like a Star Wars hologram kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, yeah, he wasn't right there. Okay, yeah.
It's that Kryptonian technology where they have that liquid metal.
Oh, yes.
That's what drove Luthor insane.
Speaking of shit cut out of this movie, the trailers for this film were for a completely different movie because there were things just absent. Like whole chunks of scenes that you were just like, or redone. Like, for instance, in the trailer, the last trailer that was released. The last trailer shows Superman to feel like, oh, you said yes to Lois? Oh, because I have your ring on?
And his upper lip looks fine there.
It looks great. But what do we see in the movie? Not that conversation at all. Completely green screen sequence in a cornfield that looks really bad with Superman with duck lip. Like, it was fucking like, what the fuck is this little duck bill that's going on up here? And then it cut like to Martha, like Kent coming up, and it's like, oh, okay, it's Henry. And then the other thing that was really like I was like waiting for the whole movie was when Alfred's like, he said you would come.
Yeah.
Now they need hope more than anything. Hope is so important. And then it's like that scene doesn't exist because that whole part of the movie was cut out. Whoever the fuck that was.
He's like working on a car, drinking in the middle of a field. That's never in the movie.
And the T-Rex, and the T-Rex starts like walking and causing the water glass to like shake.
And that's probably Superman's gravity shit.
Right. Oh, no, not at all. Nope.
No, I guess
that was probably Lois Lane.
Yeah.
She's gotten real fat.
I kind of think that whole sequence where they do fight him, I know moving forward a little bit, where they do briefly fight Superman, was mostly done by Zach, because I did not notice his lip there. I thought his lip was fine. And then Batman's like, I'm bringing Lois, and Lois pops in, and then Superman's lip immediately looks terrible, and it's like, okay, so this is where they decided to change it so that Superman goes good again a lot earlier.
I think most of the action sequences from the Superman fight with the Justice League is CGI upper lip. I think there's like only a few shots where it's not, and that's I think the good stuff with like the Flash when he's like catching the Flash in the corner of his eye. That was fucking awesome.
That's definitely Zach.
That was awesome, and that's like the only thing in the whole movie I was like, oh, fully engorged, raging boner, just launching.
I loved when he was headbutting with Wonder Woman, and then he like floats up and just like slams her into the concrete.
Yeah,
like he was just like, no, stop that.
Yeah,
that was cool too. Yeah, that felt like Zach too.
Yeah, exactly. I really like the Zack Snyder contributions to the film.
I want to see more of them. I feel like the Wonder Woman opening action sequence is also Zach because that was in the original trailer.
Yes, it had to have been.
And I have to point out that the shot that I was pissed off was in the trailer that was not in the movie was Gal Gadot's fucking awesome butt cheek as she does that little underside sweep kick.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, so this scene was definitely mostly done by Zach. Maybe Joss Reed did it, but I don't think so. I think he just cut out the butt cheeks because Joss cares.
No, Joss put in some butt cheeks.
Did he?
Yeah,
there were lots of butt cheeks.
There were some, but that best one was not in there.
So there's one scene in the trailer where it shows that the bomb that Wonder Woman has to stop in London goes off just outside the building and shows the cops dodging the explosion. But in Joss Whedon's film, she throws it up in the air. So when she throws it up in the air, there's this massive upskirt shot where you just see all the biscuits and all the gravy.
She was wearing underwear.
Wonder Woman is just pouring all over the camera.
I didn't see that at all. I just missed the real butt cheek cover, not the CG butt cheek.
There's a lot. By the way, just so you know, Phil, Joss Whedon's actually under attack right now by feminism.
Oh, I know.
Because there's far too many butt cheeks in the movie as is.
Joss Whedon's an idiot.
I think I anytime I saw a Wonder Woman butt cheek, I was just like, amen.
He staked his career on appeasing feminists. Hey, guess what, Joss? You can't.
Well, yeah. So I guess we should get into the movie a little bit because we haven't really touched upon this movie obviously yet at all.
We're all avoiding it.
No, I know.
I liked it. I can't wait to see
the movie. Starts with vertical phone recording of Superman.
Kind of reminded me of the opening of Spider-Man Homecoming, didn't it?
I didn't like that opening.
And it had Duckface, Henry Cavill again. So they were from the get-go like, all right, guys, look, we barely got it. We're sorry. Just here, we're going to show it to you first thing. Accept how bad the CGI is, and let's get over this together. Because when you see him in the movie, let's just remember it's going to be really fucking bad. And it really is that bad, and it really was that bad later in the movie, too. I think that's what they did that for, because there's no other reason to put that in the movie. You didn't need that. You did not need to start the film with that to be like, guys, remember, Superman was full of hope and honor and justice and truth in the American way, and that's why we miss him. That's why we miss him. And then it's like and then it's like, oh wait, it's sad now. It's a sad world because he's gone. And I didn't need that. I did not need an iPhone shot of Superman.
I guess that footage was taken between snapping the neck of the only remaining member of his own kind and getting accused of mass murder in Africa. So,
when was that footage taken?
Sometime in between those two things.
It had to have been, right?
Yeah.
But he was still hated upon even 2 years later or 18 months later in Batman v Superman.
Yeah. Well, okay. I think this was from Zack Snyder, who's like, well, you know, like it's like Edward Snowden. Like half of America thinks he's a hero, and half of America thinks he's a traitor.
Oh,
which is wrong because Superman should be like, you know, at least 99% of people are like, yeah, Superman.
Dig it.
Can you dig?
No, yeah, I thought the opening with that Superman video thing, it was awkward. I was like, is this going to be the whole tone of the movie? Is this how you're setting me up? Oh, come on.
That's why. I think that's exactly right. They were setting us up for like, it's going to be a train wreck of a CGI face.
Get ready for Duckbill face.
Why not focus on that one scene if they really want this iPhone footage for some reason in the film? Focus on the CGI for that one scene, and then just give him a goddamn beard the rest of the movie.
Yeah. I was also being like, well, maybe his beard grew while he was a corpse.
Yeah. Or what if he just comes out with a really handsome mustache?
Well, I think a beard would make more sense.
But wouldn't it be great if he just came out with his handsome ass mustaches and was like fucking all Magnum PI about it?
I would vastly have preferred a beard to what we got. But who knows? You know, maybe by the time, maybe it's just like, maybe his terrible upper lip is like the terrible puppet Yoda from Phantom Menace. A few years from now, it'll be gone. They'll be replaced.
Still working on that face.
Well, there's still work to be done.
There is absolutely.
Yeah.
And like we said with Steppenwolf, bad CGI there.
Yeah, why did Steppenwolf look like a melted goat candle?
Yeah, it looked like wax.
But here's the thing. It's like, it's Steppenwolf in the books. This looks like a guy.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't they just have the actor just be a guy?
Yeah, it's curious. It's Ciarán Hinds, who I think has
who's a
cool
good
face.
actor.
Yeah.
Right. Like, why? And like you said, like, he's wearing this giant helmet and this whole armor. Like, you can CGI all the action.
That's exactly what they did with Wonder Woman.
That's what they did with Zod. It's actually how they did the character of Zod with Michael Shannon. He was walking around in a fucking pajamas, and then they just did all that armor.
Yeah.
That was all CGI on Michael Shannon.
And it looked great.
Yeah.
And Man of Steel.
Right, and it looked great. Like,
yeah,
you could just have a stuntman, you could do CGI, but like the close-ups, just have it be that actor with the helmet on.
Oh God, you know what upsets me? Mother boxes, 3 of them. And I just want to point out, these 3 mother boxes are hidden amongst the Amazonians, the Atlanteans, and the world of man.
Yeah.
The Amazons, they fight for theirs. It's fucking awesome. It's actually a great sequence where Steppenwolf is trying to take these mother boxes, and you feel the intensity and the power of his character. It's like one of the few scenes, because he is killing these Amazons, and he is just leaping bounds to get there, and it's like, it's a force of nature, and it's crazy to watch. Atlanteans, they fight for theirs, kind of. It's really Aquaman just kind of jetting in real fast and nobody doing anything other than Aquaman. And
much quicker fight. They weren't expecting. I don't think they were prepared.
But the Amazonians were just delaying. Like, they weren't going to get away.
They kind of realized it too.
Yeah, they were trying, and they were doing well at first, but then they realized, oh, we're way outmatched here.
My girl Brooke and C was there, by the way. She was the one holding up the door.
Oh, really? My girl was there too, but she died. My girl died.
Doubtson Krause died. She got shot with an arrow.
Crushed. Oh.
Or no, she got crushed by the horse, right?
No, she got. I thought he like crushed her with the axe, and they just cut away before he hits her with the axe.
Oh fuck! Well, that's not good for Doubtson. Sorry.
No, I know. I felt so bad. I remember I was watching that scene for our different Amazonians, and I was like, no.
Did you notice that the Amazonians were showing a little bit more skin than they were?
Yeah. Well, it also had been 100 years later, so come on. Maybe they got with the times.
Yeah, that's true.
They just had to protect the bikini zone.
Yeah,
that's it.
I like that. I appreciate that. I felt like that was Steiner probably.
You don't want sticks getting in your vagina when you're running through brush, and you definitely don't want your titties smacking you in the face when you're fighting.
Yeah, you don't want to lose a nipple or a clit.
I don't. I would never. I actually would. Anytime I go and fight, I wear a bikini top and a bikini bottom, just to make sure everything stays where it's got to be and where it ought to be.
Covered.
I fight naked.
But yeah, well, there you go.
Covered in maple syrup.
Felk's a renegade. He's a loose cannon.
He's a real Amazon.
Yeah, he is. Get him, Felk.
Yeah, where was the box of Man?
So my favorite thing then, is the third box, right? Man has it somewhere.
Miles Dyson.
Miles Dyson has it at Star Labs, and his son gets it. Let's jump back to that in a bit. But after Superman's resurrected, the whole team's fighting Superman, and then they're all like done fighting Superman, and out of nowhere, Steppenwolf comes in and goes, boop, grabs the box, and boop, bounces out. They don't even show it. It's all off frame.
Right.
And then he's gone. And then it's just like, oh, he took it. He took the box. There's no fight. Nobody fights for it.
They fought before Superman was resurrected.
There's clearly a fight with Steppenwolf that was edited right out of the movie.
No, but wait, the Justice League does fight him before that.
Yes, under Gotham Bay, but or under Gotham.
No,
Harbor.
they weren't trying to get the mother box back. They were just trying to rescue the hostages.
Oh yeah, you're right. That wasn't the mother box.
Yeah, the mother box was later at Star Labs when Steppenwolf zoomed in and zoomed out.
He just drops in and grabs it.
It was just zip, zip, and it was in and out. And he had the mother box. And there was no fight. And then it cuts to Aquaman going like, "We just got our asses kicked." Another cuss word and another cuss word. And like, you're like, wait, asses kicked by Superman? I guess kind of, but wait, I clearly missed a Steppenwolf fight that was cut out of here.
Yes, it's something
Because
was
there's
missed
no
there.
way the Justice League would be like, Superman would be all like, "I'm going to take Lois and bounce," and then like the remaining Justice League are just like, "Oh, Steppenwolf's right there. Psh, too late, it's too late." You know, and that's it. And that's like Justice League. Like that's the Justice League movie. That's what happened in an actual Justice League movie. The villain shows up. He's less than 100 yards away. He's going to steal the MacGuffin. Don't even bother. It's too far.
It was 100 yards. What are they going to do? Walk?
And they just sat there and watched, and they're like, oh no, oh shit, oh, he took it.
Quick question for you guys about mother boxes while we were talking about mother boxes. Didn't Batman v Superman show us that Cyborg was built from the mother box?
Yes.
That he was actually not only built from the mother box, but he was the full construction of the mother box.
The mother box like disassembles and lashes onto him.
Right. So
not in this movie.
In this movie, there's actually a mother box all of a sudden, and he's just a robot. Also, that felt weird.
There were a lot of those questions, but yeah, I thought that was weird too.
I didn't understand.
So wait, did he just have it like in his apartment? Like it was just in the closet?
Just hanging out. It's behind the TV. It's got like a couple cups on it, a couple wood stains.
Dusty.
Oh, and speaking of Batman v Superman, a couple other things missing from this film that I thought were kind of frustrating was the grave at the end of Batman v Superman that starts to have dirt slightly raised on it. No answer.
I think that was just establishing that there's something still in there for Superman.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about it.
Well, Zack Snyder actually said in an interview after Batman v Superman came out, he said, what if that's just showing that Superman's not necessarily dead, or what if that's actually showing a boom tube coming? And that's all he said. And at the time I remember thinking, oh god damn it, bullshit, it's not a boom tube, it's that Superman's still alive. But now, after hearing what apparently his version of the film was, is that Superman was brought back by Steppenwolf with powers from the mother box, and it was evil. My guess is that maybe the original Justice League calls back to that scene and shows maybe the infection.
Holy shit, why can't we watch that movie?
I know, and it exists apparently too. So that movie does so Zack Snyder's edit does apparently exist. He did apparently show it to Warner Brothers executives, and they were like, "Great movie, not gonna show it. It's far too dark, and Superman's not good in it." And they just were like, all right, so what do you want me to do? And they're like, well, this is all alleged, right? Your daughter just died. Why don't you take some time?
Yeah, why don't you just take a back seat?
No, that's what happened. I mean, yeah, it's alleged, but I mean, the writing is on the fucking wall. But the only thing is that they didn't put any. Maybe it's just that Zach's powerful enough that they wanted to, and because his daughter really obviously did die, they didn't fake that. They just wanted to give him a graceful exit. They didn't give Junkie XL a graceful exit. That's my point. They just you're fired.
Yeah,
and Junkie XL just tweets out yeah, I was fired.
They fired me. And then the other thing also about Batman v Superman that has no answer in this film, which was promised originally by Zack Snyder to be answered, was the sequence in Batman v Superman, which I call the Injustice sequence, the Batman future dream. No answer in this film why Batman has that future dream, or why the Flash talks to Batman.
Yeah, that totally ruins it. That doesn't make any sense now.
Not at all.
Flash coming back and talking to Batman.
The Injustice sequence is never going to be answered now, is it?
No, I think that's just a one-off. Whoops. Okay, we'll do something else.
Wow. And in the end, that should have been the one thing cut out of that film, and everything else that they cut out, they didn't. They cut it out. Oh my god!
It was to give Bruce it's a dream, man. Yeah.
I mean, they could claim that he changed the timeline at some point. Because the Flash changed the timeline by giving him that warning. I don't know.
I read somewhere on the internet that that Joss Whedon was able to write into the film a way to answer that with Ezra Miller's Flash saying, Lois is the key. Am I too soon? I'm too soon.
Oh,
Lois
okay.
is the key in the fight, and that's why Lois Lane is there at the end of the Superman fight with the Justice League in that fight with them.
That would have made a whole lot more sense. I'm guessing she was still the key in Zach's version to turn him good, but he obviously would have been bad a lot longer.
I also think the key is more like, don't let her die, because if she dies, he's going to fucking go crazy.
Yeah.
Because then the dream sequence is like him going, you let her die.
No.
And then he kills Batman, which is pretty intense by ripping his heart out, which is awesome. Oh, I love that. I love that he just rips Batman's fucking heart out. It's so sick.
That'd be a cool movie, actually. It's just an Injustice movie. Not for, an extended universe, but that's the thing. Just do one-offs.
They are.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. And it could work. It could work.
I think Flashpoint will literally be the end of their DC Extended Universe, and they just won't do any more. And they might do a Wonder Woman 2, but maybe not.
Oh, I think Wonder Woman 2 is happening.
Oh, no. Wonder Woman 2 is going to happen.
That's the thing.
Yeah, but it'll be in the new world, in this new 52, with still Gal Gadot,
Do you still think, it'll be in the past?
Or just not worry about continuity. Be like the X-Men movies. Fuck it.
There you go.
Logan doesn't make any goddamn sense in the timeline of the X-Men movies. That movie makes no fucking sense. You don't care. You watch it as a standalone film and it's fun.
Neither does First Class. First Class also doesn't make sense in that world.
Yeah.
Nope. Not at all.
Unless Professor X is just super forgetful and remembers things very wrong.
Or just a fucking liar.
Yeah. Dick.
Just an asshole and a liar.
He's lying about his age. He's like, I first met Magneto when I was 17. It's like, no, you weren't.
Lies about everything. I built this whole Cerebro thing with Magneto.
Yeah.
Not Beast on his own.
To be fair, Apocalypse does have him build it with Magneto, but that's in a different timeline anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So. And then Steppenwolf goes and sets up shop in Chernobyl, because guess what Chernobyl doesn't have? People living there.
No, there's one Russian family.
A couple people live there, I
the
guess.
Russian family. Come on, let's talk about that. That was horrible.
What was that?
Every time they cut to them, I was like, stop.
Yeah, why were they there?
These people. Just to show us they're going to be in danger later.
Yeah.
And then they're going to get saved by somebody who's Justice.
I think that was Zach too, because that did feel like...
It kind of did feel like Zach.
Yeah, it felt like him being like, I got to have him save someone in this one.
Exactly. It's Zach because it's unrealistic civilians.
Yeah.
It's like, Zach doesn't understand real civilians and real dangers. He's like, oh, I'll know how to make it so dangerous from Man of Steel. One family they have to save, and this one family lives directly underneath Steppenwolf. Because they were like what? They were practically directly underneath the...
Yeah, they were right there.
Yeah, the headquarters, whatever it's called.
Lair.
The lair. Steppenwolf's lair, which was so great, right? Because it was like, hey, remember terraforming? Terraforming again.
Yeah, it's the same plot of Man of Steel, except dumber.
It was.
Yeah, and what was with those weird vines, those colorful crystal-like vines that kept growing? Those
They were Mother Box vines terraforming the planet.
I thought they were Apocalypse vines.
They're
yeah,
Apocalypse
but they
vines.
showed Apocalypse looks nothing like that. Apocalypse has fire and burning terrain.
They never showed Apocalypse in the film.
Never showed
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
well, they showed when Steppenwolf first tried and was taken down by everybody, which is another scene we should talk about.
Earth.
Yeah, that was Earth. That was like primordial Earth. But
Well, I know, but it was showing what he was changing it into.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of fire and the big Omega symbol
fire and brimstone.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought those weird vine things looked terrible.
They were very Transformers.
Yeah.
They were very Stranger Things season 2.
No.
Yeah.
Disappointment.
Spoiler alert, not as good.
No, it's not. It's not even remotely as good.
So I have a question to you guys. So Steppenwolf gets beaten by the Justice League because he gets scared and the parademons smell fear on Steppenwolf and they just take him away to Apocalypse or something?
That is really bad hiring.
Yeah. So does Steppenwolf control the whole beam me up Scotty mechanism?
Apparently he
who
doesn't.
controls that?
The boom tube is controlled by the parademons, or I guess, or maybe Darkseid on Apocalypse was all of a sudden fuck this, guys, bring him up here. He smells fear. He smells like fear, guys. Ugh.
Wouldn't you rather he looked like he did in Batman v Superman?
Yes, I would. But that was also metallic because of the technology, not because that's how he's supposed to look.
That was the excuse for why he looks different, but I would have preferred he just looked like that.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if that was supposed to be Darkseid taking him home because he smells like fear.
God, it would have been a much more interesting movie if they were fighting Superman the entire time. This is fuck Warner Brothers. They've lost the plot. They don't.
I'm telling you, I signed the petition. I want to see Zack Snyder's version. I do want to see it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't release this version ever again or go with it. I'm just saying at least release this Zack Snyder's version on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And then when you look at this, why not Darkseid? Like here's the thing. If it was Zack Snyder's film where Superman's the bad guy and Steppenwolf's kind of like your little like general character to lead up to Darkseid, because that is going to be a sequel, I understand that. But in this film, why not just completely redigitally do Steppenwolf and just make him fucking Darkseid? And,
yeah, you could totally do that.
And then just ADR and there's ADR Darkseid over everyone's mouth whenever they say Steppenwolf.
That would have been a smarter idea because of this. Yeah, that would have been fine. They could have done that because obviously they don't set up the next movie is not going to be about if there is a Justice League 2, it ain't going to be Darkseid. So
yeah, and let's face it, this is a one-off.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, there's not going to be a Justice League 2 now.
So they should have just done that, and that leads me to another point: the way they use Superman in this film. Write him out of the movie. You should just brought a Green Lantern in.
Yeah, they set up for it. I thought that might actually pop up at the end.
Right.
Exactly.
They showed the Green Lanterns.
They showed a Green Lantern in the Age of Heroes sequence. Yeah. So why not just write Superman out of the movie entirely and just, because he reshot 99% of Superman anyways, just have a Green Lantern. Just go shoot the Green Lantern. Make the Green Lantern the character that comes in and saves the day during the second act. And
Ryan Reynolds likes money. He'll do it.
Ryan Reynolds would have done it for sure. Anyways, and speaking of Age of Heroes, we should touch upon Age of Heroes. We haven't touched upon that yet. So, Age of Heroes is what Wonder Woman refers to in Batman v Superman, the Age of Heroes. We see that as what I imagine was originally a prologue that got turned into a random montage halfway through the film, exposition sequence. Yeah. And it was the old gods like Zeus and Artemis and Amazonians and Man and Atlanteans fighting parademons and Steppenwolf. And I thought we were going to get Thangarians. We didn't. But we did get a Green Lantern who died by Steppenwolf.
Well, yeah, but seeing the ring fly off was pretty cool.
That was cool. So I guess you can assume that went to Abin Sur or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I guess you have to make that assumption.
The alien who gives it to Hal Jordan?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
But they're going to skip Hal Jordan. They're going to go straight to Jon Stewart.
And that's fine. Just bring in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Save Superman for another day or actually not have Superman die. And that's one of the things that sucks about Superman coming back too is that Henry Cavill teased a monochromatic image of a black and white essentially image of Superman's suit. And when he was asked on like talk shows, what does that mean? Is that a black suit? He was all cheeky like, maybe it isn't. I don't know. Henry Cavill does not seem like the kind of guy that would purposely troll fans. So there must have been a sequence or the entire battle when Superman was fighting as evil Superman where he was in a black suit is my guess.
You don't reshoot like a mild, like slightly different line. Like they reshot a completely different to make it into a completely different movie.
Totally.
It wasn't mild tweaks. It wasn't punch up. This was a restructuring of the film.
This was a complete different film. And I feel bad for Henry Cavill because he heavily thought he was going to be in a black suit. He clearly wasn't in the end, and that's horrible. And it would have been great fan service that I don't think Warner Brothers even understood.
No, I was really hoping for it. I wanted it.
Well,
I think we all did. I wanted the black
surely
suit.
Jeff Johns knows what that would be a reference to.
Yeah, but Jeff Johns is in an island on his own. And Dorn, did you want the mullet?
I wanted the mullet. I wanted it all.
Of course you did.
So wait. So did Martha just have his signature blue and red suit hanging in the closet?
Right.
Like, where'd that come from?
Without a giant hole?
Right. There you go. Good point.
They stitched it up. The Kryptonian leather. It's so easy to get a hold of. From those Kryptonian cows from the fucking first movie.
That would have been cool to have it have like patchwork there. That would have been a neat detail. Oh, well,
yeah, that would have been something. Hey, we got to see Superman use his freezing breath for the first
Yes,
time.
We
that's true.
did. Well, in this universe,
Yeah, in the Henry Cavill era.
we saw Brandon Routh use his freezing breath, and he can blow very nicely.
Ooh, Routh.
Ask Brian.
Ooh,
Bri.
Who is your Superman? Live action?
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, all right. Christopher Reeves.
Who's your Batman?
Christopher Reeve. Who's my Batman?
George Reeves. Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, George Reeves, Christopher Reeves. Keaton.
That's correct.
Bale.
You're not a Bale man.
I love Bale.
I love Bale.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but
You're not a Bale
But it's
man.
you're not. I know you're not. You're a Keaton man, like we are.
I love when Keaton just kicks the dude right down the bell hole.
Didn't you think that the opening part with Batman? First of all, that was a cool scene where he like held the guy over.
That was very
the
cool.
ledge. That was a really cool Batman moment. But I thought that was very reminiscent of the who the hell are you?
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
That was actually a great scene, and it was cut short because of the parademon. And then I loved how Batman, like, unlike any time Batman ever is, he has a criminal. He is way too focused on this immediate threat in front of him that just exploded.
Yeah, I
and
thought he was
left
going to
his
like shoot like
nasty
a
green.
net at him or something or tie him up real fast.
He
It
doesn't
was
give a
cool.
shit about a cat burglar at this
Oh, he
point.
just let him. Yeah, he just let him roll. He didn't care.
Yeah, fucking get out of here. We have an alien invasion coming.
That guy was probably pissing himself anyway. He's like, "Fuck, Batman just caught me. Like, he let me go.
Yeah.
I'm never robbing anybody again."
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was kind of neat that like Batman had moved on to bigger things. Although they fucked that up because like obviously at that point he's been hunting parademons for a while the way that was shot, and then later they have to say like, "I finally caught one." Like that was the first one he had encountered. Like, well, that didn't make sense.
God, that would be so crazy to see something like that in real life after having that dream where he saw like thousands swarming and grabbing all his like army. His
Yeah, he
bat
never
army.
mentions that really. He was like, I had a dream about these creatures looking exactly like they look, and now they're real. We should probably not resurrect Superman.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of which, how did you guys think about the resurrection?
Dumb.
Dumb. And
Dumb.
I didn't. Okay, I thought I
Correct.
must have fallen asleep because I was like, wait, how did they figure this out? Like, who was like, touch the mother box to the primordial ooze at the moment that Flash sparks it, and
Oh,
Superman
that, yeah,
will
I
come
don't
to
know.
life.
It was,
I just thought
it was just set up that Cyborg was dead, and then he was brought back.
Right.
to
It was
life.
Cyborg, but I don't know about like what you're saying with the activating it, powering it up.
I remember
at the
that, yeah.
moment it touches the water. That I don't know.
That was just they established that the Kryptonian ship didn't have enough power anymore to turn on anymore.
Yeah,
so-
but I was like, wow, there's some great on the fly thinking right here. Some serious science going on. Wait, Flash, spark it just at the moment the mother box touches the primordial ooze.
yeah.
That'll do it. That won't turn him into a doomsday.
Yeah, I was like, you guys already know this is a doomsday birth canal here.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. This thing births only doomsdays. We put a perfectly handsome Michael Shannon in, take shelter, boom, doomsday.
Well, that was because Lex tainted it with his blood and then just pushed him into the goo. Except he was in the goo when it started, and I guess Aquaman
Yeah.
was standing in the goo this time. So wouldn't that be the same issue? But maybe Aquaman wasn't bleeding. Also, why was it Aquaman's job to put him in the goo? Because he's the water guy.
He's a water guy, and he's strong.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he's water. He
But-
likes water.
And Cyborg will rust. But the Flash tainted it with his Speed Force cum.
they all came in there.
It's got problems.
You know what? The Zack Snyder version clearly had them all coming in there first, like a huge circle jerk, and Wonder Woman greasing it all up with her womanly jizz, and then
No,
just,
I'm with you. I think Darkseid brought him back, or Steppenwolf did. In
yeah.
that
Well,
version.
and
Originally, yeah.
in Zack's maybe, who knows? Hope someday. This is I think Ben is great as Batman. I love
Yeah, he's
this
good.
iteration of Batman. I wish it didn't have joke moments when he was pretending to be bleeding on the ground, just rolling around like a fucking Three Stooges bit. That was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I like Batman more in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, even though he kills people outright.
I liked seeing him actually take off the costume and showing how it works, and then showing like how he's all bruised up.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
he's been doing that for 20 years. I liked all of his moments with Diana. I think that those were all like that felt right to me.
Yeah, they're sexy.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was sexy. They gave us lots of upskirts like we talked about, lots of ass shots like we talked about.
Not enough.
But my favorite thing about Wonder Woman was the cutaways. when they would just cut to a random close-up of Wonder Woman or a medium shot of Wonder Woman, and she would just be like making a smirk like,
She's so hot. I don't care.
You know, and like it was so weird. There'd be like a lot of times like you'd see the guys do something and they cut to Wonder Woman, and you're just like, oh god. And then they end the movie with her like talking about Superman and Cyborg rolling on the ground like children laughing because Superman and Cyborg are the bestest of friends in this movie, even though they just fucking met 20 minutes ago after having gotten to a major fight like 2 hours ago. And all of a sudden they're bestest of friends, giggling.
Well, you know how close Kansas farm boys are to urban black youths. It's just a natural connection.
It's so close. Fuck, maybe you could call it more like Speed, right?
I've heard relationships based on intense experiences never work.
Okay. We'll have to base it on sex then.
Whatever you say, man.
I want to see the in-between short that they release eventually with one of the DVD Blu-rays, where it's just Wonder Woman just taking her turn writing all the different dicks. And just, you know, showing her different styles. Like this one's cowgirl.
Well, let's move on.
Who gets the cowgirl?
Cyborg.
We want to talk about sluts. Let's move on because the next subject has a big old slut.
Well, Amazonians were generally hot, as Wonder Woman points us out, and several other sexy Amazonians have pointed out. They're so hot, so hot. But nothing gets me hotter and hot water than an Atlantean, especially Mara, played by Amber Heard.
And you got this gif of her swimming up, and that's just making me think that I have to throw in one aside, which is because I just recently started watching Entourage. On Entourage, when James Cameron is talking about how they're going to theoretically direct Aquaman in that movie, he actually he explains, so we're going to be doing, it's going to be wire work. We're going to do dry for wet. It sucks, but it's only for the first month, and then we can actually put you in the tank. And that's how they shot this, was dry for wet. I just thought that was funny, that like the thing that James Cameron talks about how it would suck to do Aquaman that way. That's apparently how they're going to visualize Aquaman.
Yeah.
Wire work and CGI water.
Yep, and that's what they did, and it didn't look very good.
Certainly doesn't look like they're actually underwater.
No, it doesn't, and it looks like they spent a lot of money on their hair, unfortunately. And she does this really sexy move that you see in the document, of her just throwing her chest up into your face. That shot is in the movie, and it's pushed in. It's like zoomed in. I was like, what? They zoomed in on this shot. I went, and by the way, I don't know if I made this clear yet, but I went and saw this in IMAX, in real IMAX.
Yeah, I saw it in 70 millimeter, but not IMAX.
I saw it in real IMAX, but not 3D.
Not 3D, yeah. Something that Amara does with Aquaman, Arthur Curry, played by Jason Momoa, was, besides look terrible in CGI swimming, was this bubble conversation they had.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That's from James Wan, right? He said like, because he talked to like Zach early on and how like how they were going to visualize underwater talking, and they had a creative way. It's really going to be cool. And the creative way, I guess, is just they make bubbles.
They make bubbles by spinning their arms and create a bubble conversation area that they can just talk.
Yeah.
But they live underwater. Why would they need to do that?
Because you can't talk if your lungs are filled with water.
It didn't work.
It didn't work, and it looked really CGI.
All of Atlantis was terrible.
No, but I mean the bubble, just when they were in that bubble
itself.
It was like, all of a sudden, it was like green screen, composite shot.
Right.
Well, everything Atlantis was green screen. I mean, there was...
No, but I mean the bubble, when they were talking in the bubble, they were so out of the element. It was so ugly. I can't believe that's what they're doing.
I'm worried about Aquaman now after seeing just the couple minutes of Atlantis. I was like, I don't know now. I don't know.
Every time they talk, they're gonna have to make a little bubble.
Or we haven't seen all of Atlantis, and Atlantis is like Jar Jar Binks' fucking world.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and it's just a bunch of bubbles.
To the planet core.
Oh, and then also they cut Willem Dafoe completely out of the movie, because that's what you want to do. You want to cast Willem Dafoe. You want him to act in scenes.
I know he's an Aquaman. I didn't know he was supposed to be in this.
Cut his ass out of the movie. No, so Willem Dafoe was supposed to be in this film as Volko. He was in this film. He was cut out of this film. And he was supposed to be in scenes that were setting up Aquaman's history.
Bad choices.
Oh, fuck it.
Yeah.
Isn't this fun?
Right.
I still want to see it again, but you guys are really diminishing my wanting to see it.
So let's rack on the next character, Flash. Here's what I gotta say about Flash real quick. Better than Cyborg.
Gay.
He wasn't gay. He wasn't really gay.
What's your next note under Better Than Cyborg? Oh, yeah. What? They didn't put Kersey Clemens, Iris West in the movie? They cut her out? Maybe that's so they don't have to establish what sexuality he has in this movie. So that they can make this Flash gay just like the actor who plays him. I think that's what's happening.
You might okay. How about this, Felk? I would not be surprised if that's the way they go. But they cast an actress already for this role. So what does she become? Just a happy little friend that hangs out with him?
They cast her and then didn't shoot with her. I mean, I don't know if they cut her out.
No, they shot her. They shot her for Justice League. She had scenes in Justice League that were cut out.
Well, Shailene Woodley had scenes in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Cut out.
Finding those. So
cut.
One trailer has one shot of her.
It's weird.
And it's from behind. You can't even tell it's her unless you know the outfit she was wearing based on paparazzi shots.
Yeah. So, oh well.
I like this. I like the way they did Speed Force Flash, and I really like the way the Flash sees Superman catching him out of the corner of his Superman's eye, and then Superman follows his head, and then Superman gets into that fight with Flash. I thought that was really sick.
That's the coolest moment in the movie.
That's the coolest moment in the movie for sure.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I didn't like the way he was running. Like with the weird flailing arms.
That's because the fucking actor they cast, I don't think he runs. I think he runs like that. I think I
liked it.
He was poorly cast.
I didn't mind the blue like lightning and stuff. I thought that worked.
Yeah, but why?
Sort
of.
If
it's always been
I don't
yellow.
know.
If it's always been yellow, why make it blue?
That's true. It should have been yellow.
Well, I guess. But I liked the way he ran. I did like it because it looked like somebody running like large leaps very quickly, but within like almost like a normal gait. It felt cool.
Yeah, I thought his running was very indistinct. Honestly, the TV show does it better.
I thought the same. The TV show's better.
So wait, did you guys? Okay, I thought he was funny. Did you guys find him annoying?
I found him annoying.
I didn't think he was funny. I wouldn't say annoying.
They
but
pushed him as being aspy.
It didn't work for me,
and I thought that was a weird choice. Obviously they were just trying to make him be different than the good Flash everyone kind of likes already on TV. That's can't remember his name.
They tried to make him goofy.
Did you guys like Cyborg more or less?
I like Cyborg more.
Okay.
I think I liked him more. I don't know. They both weren't strong.
So I like the Flash more than Cyborg, but I was surprised. My next note down for Cyborg is not as bad as I thought.
You mean the character, not the CG?
I thought Ray Fisher was good.
Yeah, I thought Ray Fisher
did a good job.
I thought the character and the actor were better than I thought.
Yeah. I thought Ray Fisher did a good job with it. I don't think the character was well written, but he did a good job.
He was more the everyman kind of outsider to all this, even though he was like he has no dick and he's a cyborg. He was just like he's kind of new to all this shit.
I liked how he was tracking them though.
Yeah.
And then I liked how Wonder Woman realized that and told that she's like, yeah, I could have gotten you in the forest at the lake, and he was like, oh what?
Yeah, that was all the stuff with like Wonder Woman being like super aware, like she's bypassing security and she knows what's up all the time. It's like, yeah, how you haven't been doing anything for the last 100 years. None of that technology existed in World War II. One.
Well, and guess what, gentlemen? Just like no Willem Dafoe's Volko in the Aquaman section, and just like no Kiersey Clemens' Iris West in the Flash section, guess what? They cut out also Ray Fisher's backstory.
Yeah, there's a shot of him playing football in the trailer.
And a shot of him walking in his Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
Yep. And there were shots of him as Cyborg, like saving a cop.
Yeah.
From like something like a car or something.
That was during Steppenwolf's fight that happened immediately afterwards from Superman's resurrection. Steppenwolf threw that car apparently, and that's when Ray Fisher like blocked it. But
that's the Steppenwolf action scene we missed.
That was cut out, yeah. But they cut out like Ray Fisher's origin story, and we didn't see how he got into the accident, and we now never will because there will never be a Cyborg film.
Well, they've got a release date.
They better make it.
They better hurry up.
And word for Marvel, DC, do it.
Yep, timelines.
I felt like the trailers show some spotty CGI for Cyborg. the movie delivers spotty CGI for Cyborg, and his face just does not mesh well for me with the CGI metal around him.
I think all the CGI in the whole movie was just weak.
It's like Zack Snyder's worst CGI film ever, but I don't know if you can call this a Zack Snyder film.
No, you can't. Not the released one.
It's sort of co-directed.
Yeah.
The other director was Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so whose film is this? Is this Joss Whedon's film? Is this Zack Snyder's film? Or is this Jeff Johns' film? Or is this like no one's?
It's just Warner Brothers.
When was Superman 2? 79? 80?
80, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, the original was 78.
Yeah, and they kicked Richard Donner off that
so
film.
just 26 years until we get to see the Zack Snyder cut.
That's it.
Right,
That's
right.
all. Soon. It'll be there soon. And then I guess, before we wrap this all up with our little final tidbits, I loved when the Flash and Superman had to go save people because they had to go save people in Chernobyl. That Superman saved an entire apartment. That they cut over after Flash saves that pickup, and then Superman has an apartment in his fucking hands.
That was a cute moment. That was clearly a Whedon moment.
Yes, very Whedon.
Yeah.
And great when you can shoot Superman from a CGI character from way far away.
Yeah, no mustache was visible there.
No need to do any Henry Cavill face on that character.
No. That was a cute little moment. I did like, and it was clearly a Whedon line. I did like the I believe in truth, and I'm also a big fan of justice. That was really cool, and of course it doesn't work because you're looking at his upper lip.
Yeah, I know. I missed most of his dialogue because of it.
Yeah. I thought it was a really that's a Christopher Reeves-esque line. And it's like, but Christopher Reeves' upper lip worked fine.
Yeah, looked normal.
His entire life. It was one of the few things that worked fine. It was just weird that to have like such a very like old school Superman line said. It's like, I wish he could have just always been that Superman.
Was that supposed to be the titular line? Like why they would be called the Justice League?
Maybe. I mean, probably not because it was a rewrite.
Justice. And then we got a very Avengers-esque ending where it was like, hey, Tony Stark's tower. Ha ha. We'll just turn it into the Hall of Justice.
Yeah,
and
Wayne Manor.
What else? Oh, Cyborg, you're going to do that cool thing with your chest so that you look more like the cartoon comics Cyborg.
That was weird. Why not just have him looking at the entire movie?
Oh my God! And look, Aquaman swimming with two whales, and it looks like the exact same two humpback whales from Man of Steel. Ha ha ha! Oh my God! Look at Flash. He's now a CSI. Finally, just like in the TV show. Ha ha ha!
Yeah. By the way, I really thought it was going to be. He had like a signed document. This is after Bruce got the house back for Clark, and Flash was like, "Look, Dad, I got a thing. I'm a CSI." I thought it was gonna be like, you got pardoned. Like, I thought you got him out of prison.
Right.
It's like, nope, sorry. It's just
nope. I just got a job.
I'm just where I normally would be at the beginning of a Flash movie.
I enjoyed Billy Crudup though in his small role.
I thought that was Jim Caviezel until I checked the credits.
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, that was neat.
Oh, so those two whales that Aquaman swims by at the end of the film in his terrible CGI sprinting swimming,
Yeah.
that is supposed to be a callback to the whales that were in Man of Steel, and it has been said that Jason Momoa in an interview said that he talked to Zack Snyder early on, and Zack Snyder did say that Aquaman did save Clark Kent, Superman, and in the Alaskan oil rig battle or fight or fire. And that was actually when it exploded, Aquaman did save Clark Kent.
Well, that's not set up at all.
Yeah, you think there'd be more to that? He's like, you're just chilling underwater.
Yeah.
Like, clearly you're not a human.
I assume he just woke up and got out of the water.
That's what I assumed too. And I assumed that Superman didn't need to like breathe underwater.
Well, he can hold his breath for a really long time.
Really long time.
Very good.
So, do you guys think that the directors worked?
The what?
The directors?
Well, this was a dynamic duo of directors, Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon.
No, it wasn't. The dynamic duo works together.
Clearly.
Not one gets
this
fired
didn't
and
work.
replaced by the other one.
Joss Whedon when he's able to make a good movie, and his movie, The Avengers. Justice League, when Joss Whedon has to clean up a turd.
Well, speaking of, who did the score for that?
Danny
Elfman.
And it's a memorable score.
I thought Danny Elfman did a great job with Justice League. I mean, it was
I hated
incorporated. I mean, it wasn't a great job. I may have misspoken.
It was better than Age of Ultron.
I thought it was better music than BVS.
No way. I bought BVS's soundtrack. I did not care for the Justice League soundtrack at all.
I liked it. I mean, it was weird to hear Danny Elfman. It was very Danny Elfman. It was like,
yeah, it was just bland Marvel soundtrack again. I mean, I honestly I thought I heard bits from Age of Ultron in there. I thought that like when I heard the Superman score, I remember going, "Am I hearing the Superman score? I don't even know." I knew going into the movie the Superman score was in it. I knew going into the movie the Batman score was in it. I cannot tell you the scenes they were featured in.
I easily can, really. When Batman first appears above Gordon, after the light is turned on, the bat signal's turned on, you hear the da-na-na-na, and you also hear the theme kick in when he drives the Batmobile out of the Flying Fox.
Okay, that's when I thought I heard it, but I must have been like just way too based out with that fucking subwoofer in the IMAX because I could not tell like clearly when the scores were going on.
Did you pick up on the Superman theme?
Yeah, when he punches Steppenwolf for the first time.
Steppenwolf, yeah.
Did you catch the fact that he also used the Hans Zimmer Man of Steel score in there too? When Superman's being resurrected. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I loved his take on Wonder Woman. I thought he uses, because he did it like orchestral, because the Wonder Woman score is, of course, a electric cello. So he just did it with like a regular orchestra, except he had to stop it short every time because it couldn't do that part where it goes na 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 na, like the really hard, like you can't make those noises.
Notes,
you can't make those noises with an orchestra, so it just kind of stops and then segues into the regular score. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that worked though. I don't like Wonder Woman's score.
It's a little, it gets a little grating at a certain point.
It's very weird. It's very very weird.
I thought his version of it
stands
worked
out
better.
too much.
I'll have to see the movie again.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'll have to see the movie again, but I don't think I'm going to see it again for a while. I might wait for this Blu-ray because I have to. I really need to see the Zack Snyder edit.
No, I mean maybe we will, maybe we won't.
And I want to hear Junkie XL's score. Like I know they haven't released it yet, but I want to hear what he like was coming up with. I mean,
he's not that good.
It couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, it was probably just very unmemorable.
I like Junkie XL's score so far. I haven't heard him do a bad one yet. And then Star Labs. So what was Star Labs in this film? Was that the Kryptonian ship in the middle of Metropolis? They just turned that into Star Labs?
No, I think there was just like an on-site thing.
Yeah, I think it was something else.
They called it Star Labs in the film.
It was probably a facility under Star Labs, but Star Labs doesn't have to be a single building.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Like their campus is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's like where they set up shop.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there was, of course, the Easter eggs. So we after getting our Hall of Justice Avengers style ending, we got into our Easter eggs. So the first Easter egg is based on Superman number 199, who is the fastest man alive, with horrible Superman duck face again.
Oh God, horrible.
Superman's body in this doesn't even look real. It looks like they shot Henry's face on a soundstage and then they just put it on like a totally CGI body and everything.
Maybe. That may have been what it was.
Felt very odd. And it was a great fan service moment, but it was ruined by this really bad CGI.
So who wins?
You'll never know because that's common in the comics too and in the TV shows and everything else.
Who do you think wins?
They never said.
Well,
Flash
I guess,
wins, probably.
The belief is that if Superman was running, you only like actually running, not using his flight, but using only his feet, Flash would win. But if Superman was flying, Superman would win.
Yeah, which is cheating. Superman should have to run.
And he was flying in this.
He was flying. They, by the way, did this on either Flash or Supergirl. It was one of the shows because it was a crossover. But she also flew, and I'm like, fucking stay on the ground, bitch.
I know it's cheating. It's cheating.
It is cheating.
Luther and Deathstroke.
We have another little scene at the very end.
Yeah. we have. So I like how DC was like, we're never ever ever
I thought the same thing.
gonna do Easter eggs, and then it's like Easter eggs.
They did one 2 movies ago.
They did one for Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
but they didn't. That was it. They didn't do one for anything else.
Yeah.
What was the Suicide Squad?
It
one?
was-
It was Bruce Wayne talking to Amanda Waller.
Yeah, Amanda Waller. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Where she
yeah.
gives him the information he already has from the Lex Luthor files.
For Flash and Wonder Woman or whatever it was.
So there was a photo a long time ago taken of Zack Snyder doing a little storyboard with his Batman glove. Do you guys remember this photo?
Yes.
No.
I do remember that.
I don't remember it. No.
You remember it, Felk?
Yes, I do. He was.
So he was storyboarding a scene in which Luthor meets Deathstroke.
Huh.
He was storyboarding this Easter egg scene and released it many months ago. He told us all about it, and nobody knew what they were seeing at the time. So this was Zack Snyder's shot. I liked it. I actually found it interesting, and I found it even well shot. That's the other thing I noticed about how like someone like Zack Snyder versus Joss Whedon. I really do love Joss Whedon. I really love the Avengers. Like I said, it's my favorite comic book movie of all time.
He's a TV director, right?
But he's a TV director. He doesn't compose a shot the same way Zack does.
No.
When you watch the Zack sequences of the movie, you feel like you're watching a film. When you see the Joss Whedon's of the film, you're watching like a TV movie. It's very weird to me.
Because Zach's all about visuals.
He is.
Whereas Joss is about let's get the characters and let's get the dialogue. And in terms of how to shoot it, just like, put them, just frame it so that they're nice mid-range shot. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No creativity on the visuals. And that was
I love the way Deathstroke looked. I thought he was great.
Yeah, he looked great.
He was very sinister on the boat coming up to Lex Luthor's yacht, whatever it was.
Yeah, with his like katanas or whatever just sticking out.
Yeah, popping up. Yeah. I actually didn't like that he took his mask off, but I guess you needed to because you have.
Well, you want to show the
actor.
character. You want
to
to
show Joe.
Right, Felk? What do you got to do? You gotta show the what?
You got to show the face. You pay for the face. Did he have an eye patch? I don't even remember. He did have an eye patch. Okay.
He did. Yeah.
So we're post eye patch. Okay. And he was old too.
Slade Wilson.
So it's like I was like really shocked by
He was
the
grizzled.
hair. I was like, oh,
he was grizzly.
That's one of the things I love about what Zack Snyder has brought as a comic book fan to this DC universe that is going to be rewritten, looks like, for the most part, moving forward, is that he brought this, he's like, let's go to a DC universe, but when we enter it with Superman for the first time, we will really be entering a DC universe that's already been in existence, and we're going to see Old Man Batman. We're going to see Dead Robin's suit. We're going to see Old Man Slade Wilson. We're going to see, all these variations. We're going to see young Lex Luthor Jr., in fact. We're not even going to see Lex Luthor. We're going to see Lex Luthor Jr., which is actually a character from the comics.
Yeah, but this is clearly
he is.
now supposed to be the Lex Luthor.
Well, I mean, that Lex Luthor in the comics, that's Lex Luthor Jr., with the red hair. With red hair, does become Lex Luthor, too, in a way.
Does he also go bald?
I think so.
Okay. I don't know.
But,
I mean, I'll say this. Jesse Eisenberg actually seemed like he was playing Lex Luthor in that scene.
Yeah.
He didn't have, and granted, he went insane because he communicated with Darkseid or maybe Steppenwolf. And so it changed his persona, but he was calm. He wasn't doing the weird Max Landis impersonation. He was like more or less playing it like Zuckerberg. And I was like, okay, I could take that as Lex Luthor. He even dressed like Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
No, he was more Lex there than he has yet.
Yeah.
He's still too weenie looking, though.
Oh yeah, sure. He's still poor
Yeah.
casting. But had that have been the Lex we saw in BVS, I've been like, okay. Still weird casting, but I get it.
And he's starting the Injustice League. Ooh, a league of our own, he said.
Yeah. Which is a reference to a Tom Hanks movie.
To a Madonna movie, to a Rosie O'Donnell movie, to a Gina Lee Davis movie, to a Tori Petty movie.
This used to be my playground.
Wait, who's Gina Lee Davis? You mean Gina Davis?
Gina Davis movie.
Why'd you add the Lee in there?
Gina Lee Nolan.
Oh, okay. She's hot. Hotter than Gina Davis.
And then I guess the last thing for the DCEU, because we have Aquaman next and then we have Flashpoint next. I really think Flashpoint's going to be a pseudo Justice League 2, guys. I think that's our best chance for Justice League 2, and they reboot the whole fucking franchise, and then they might even be like, see, Marvel got to phase 4. We didn't get to phase 2. We're done.
Yeah, I don't think they make any more movies after Aquaman. I think that's the last.
7 films. I say they go 7 films and done. You say they're going to go 6 films and done?
Maybe they make Wonder Woman 2 just because Wonder Woman's like the fan favorite and it's successful. But I don't think they're gonna. That'll be it. And then they'll start moving on to like isolated kind of films that like have a loose continuity, but each one is its own unique thing. I think that would be fun. I mean, that opens up all the possibilities. Because
Joker and Harley movie, and Joker standalone movie, and Batman standalone movie. Sounds like a lot of Batman films.
Michael Keaton is getting to be almost old enough to be old Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
That would be the coolest thing ever.
I think that would be cool. I think they could try that. I wonder if he would do that after being Vulture. If he's just like, no way, I signed a non-compete.
No, yeah, non-compete. Well, maybe from Disney. I mean, first he's Birdman, then he's Vulture.
He just, and he's Batman. He loves to fly.
I would love to see Keaton come back, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. What do you think about like after Justice League? What do you think happens to the DCEU? Do you think it becomes 6 films, 7 films? Do you think it's 5 films right now? Do you think it's 5 films and done? Do you think even Aquaman just gets shelved?
No, Aquaman they've shot.
No. Aquaman's gonna happen.
They better shelve it if that's the way they're gonna be talking. If they have a whole movie of them creating these digital bubbles. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Moana looks a lot better than Aquaman.
After seeing Atlantis, I was like, I don't know about this Aquaman movie now. Yeah, I think that they'll release Aquaman. I think they're going to try to do a Flashpoint, and like you said, it could just end there. I mean, obviously Ben Affleck's. We've heard all these things about how he wants out, whatever it is. Who knows if that's true?
I think we get Flashpoint and we call it a day.
Do you think you'll get a Man of Steel sequel?
No. I think Felk might be right. I think they might fast track a Wonder Woman, and if that's the case, then we get 8 and we're done.
Oh, yeah, you'll get Wonder Woman 2. I think that'll definitely happen.
I think Wonder Woman 2 is far more likely than Flashpoint. I just don't think Flash is happening after this.
I think Flashpoint's happening as a Justice League 2, and that's it. I say there's 8 films left.
So wait, you're saying there'll be Flashpoint and a Justice League 2, or that's
no. I think Flashpoint is Justice League 2, and I think if Wonder Woman 2 is fast tracked, I think there's 8 films total in DCEU. I think Felk, you're saying no Flashpoint, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2, and Dorn, you're saying Aquaman,
Wonder Woman. Hopefully a Justice League 2. I say that hopefully because I'm hoping they can fix this, but I also want to see Darkseid. Never seen Darkseid on the big screen.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think that's not going to happen now.
I was really hoping he'd come down.
Avengers Infinity War.
Exactly, as Thanos. Yeah, because Thanos was a ripoff of Darkseid.
That's the problem with Darkseid is that like Marvel pretty much has a character named Thanos. That's Darkseid. So it's like, by the way, I always thought it was Darkseid, but I guess it's Darkseid.
I think it's Darkseid.
I thought it was Darkseid.
Yeah, it's Darkseid.
Okay, maybe I've been saying Darkseid.
Like the Force.
Well, just so everyone knows, Thanos, the character of Thanos actually is a rip-off of Darkseid, just like Deadpool is a direct rip-off of Deathstroke, with Wade Wilson being a rip-off of Slade Wilson.
Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
Yeah.
Same character.
Wade Slade. I think it's going to be really interesting to see Marvel finish up their 3rd phase of a really, incredible roster of films that lead to a very hopefully satisfying emotional ending. And it's going to be very interesting to see how DC is going to spin this universe out of control further and further and further. Because that's what it feels like to me after watching this Justice League.
That's a good way. That's a good end note.
All right, guys. So rank your films in the franchise. I will go first. I will put at number 5 the worst film and number 1 the best film. So my number 5 is Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That's my number 5. My number 4 is Justice League. My number 3 is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition. My number 2 is Man of Steel, and my number 1 is Wonder Woman.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, so you have Wonder Woman above Man of Steel. Okay, I'm surprised by that. Okay.
I'm pretty similar because I'm Suicide Squad just at 5, Justice League at 4, BVS DOJ as my 3, Wonder Woman as my number 2, and Man of Steel is still, I think, the best one.
Okay.
So much potential.
I'm the same as Felk. Suicide Squad's definitely the worst. The Justice League's not much better, so that's at 4. BVS at 3. And Wonder Woman and Man of Steel are really close, but I put Wonder Woman at 2.
Yeah, Man of Steel still has Christopher Nolan's influence. It's still visible.
Yeah. I still love Man of Steel. I watch it all the time.
It's a great movie. Yeah, it's a fun one to still watch. And you know what's funny is
and I don't go back and rewatch a lot of these.
So 2008, you watched Iron Man, and then you were like, wow, Avengers. And then 2012, we had this massive, oh my God, Avengers! And it was awesome. And then like 2013, you're like, Man of Steel, it's going to lead to Justice League. And then 2017, you see Justice League, and you're like, oh my God.
No.
Like, what the fuck?
I was stoked after Man of Steel. I was ready for like more of this world.
Me too. I loved Man of Steel. In fact, I remember, like we said this before, Felk, but I remember walking out of Man of Steel going, I love that movie, and then texting you and you being like, I love that movie, and then start looking online and see people go, what happened? It was horrible. And I was like, what?
No, I didn't get that.
Why didn't Superman smile more?
And he smiled the whole flight.
He smiles enough.
He smiles.
He has a couple smiles.
I agree. He could have. They should have had a one or two more moments of him saving somebody in the destruction. Christopher Reeves had that in basic because Man of Steel is just Superman 1 and 2 without Luthor. So just in the Zod fight in Superman 2, he saves people ever so often. Just throw that in there, and the movie's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, just like he did with that Marine in Smallville. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Just like two more moments just like that, and it would have been great.
Perfect.
Maybe he had a few less buildings fall down.
Yeah, it's like a little less collateral damage, but yeah, a couple more,
If you
saving damsels in distress.
But if Jack didn't die, then Bruce would never be mad.
Jack. Bruce. Jack, listen to me. I want you to get everyone out of the building right now. You understand?
Let's go. Come on, start moving now, people. Let's go. The boss wants us out of the building, so let's make it happen.
Jack. Jack. Jack!
Yeah, poor Jack. Couldn't they have made that Lucius or somebody like we cared about?
Why was Jack even in the building still?
I know. The building should have had time to clear out by the time.
Yeah, you're like, all right, there's two massive, strong aliens fighting each other, throwing each other through buildings. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Or he's an executive at Wayne Enterprises. Why doesn't he just go to the roof, hop in the Wayne Enterprises helicopter, and fly to the fucking port?
Yeah.
Why was Bruce flying in there in the first place?
Well, because he had to get Jack.
Why did Jack wait? Like, he gets a call from Bruce Wayne. Bruce is like, hey, leave the building. And Jack's like, all right, boss wants us out. Like, how stupid are you, Jack?
And then he just sits around.
Get the fuck out of the building, Jack.
Bye-bye, Jack.
You ain't got no future, Jack.
From the trailer, the shot of Bruce Wayne running into the 9/11 smoke is like, that sold me on the movie.
So hard.
Oh, yeah, that got me hard.
I was like,
so good.
That's exactly what Bruce Wayne would be doing on 9/11. He'd be running into the fucking danger.
That's an exact Zach moment. That's like a gutsy shot, and it pays off, and you love it.
Oh, it's great. It's amazing. Probably the best shot of BVS.
I want to see Zack Snyder's version of this film.
Someday, perhaps we will. Well, Cool Boy Nation, that brings us to a close of tonight's episode about Justice League. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Cool Boys Podcast and join our Facebook group, We're the Cool Boys Podcast. You can email us at thecoolboyspodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to like and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube by searching for the Cool Boys Podcast. Please rate and review us on iTunes, and you can donate to us on Patreon and receive additional episodes of Cool Boys After Dark and a Cool Boys shout out on our normal episodes that air every Tuesday. You can find the Cool Boys on Patreon at patreon.com/coolboyspodcast. And Dorn, thank you so much for joining us. Do you have any super cool stuff or so cool social media you'd like to plug?
No, not at all. Just the Cool Boys.
Well, I highly recommend that as well.
That's everybody we've ever had on the show. We've asked that, and they've never offered anything.
Yeah, nobody has Twitter.
What do you want me to be like? Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want, it's up to you.
No. You don't want to follow me. I mean, you can. I wouldn't.
Guys. I've been listening this whole time, and you ruined the movie for me.
Thank you for listening. Stay cool, Cool Boy Nation. Until next time, it's Byzies from Felk.
That's Byzies from Ballard.
And that's Byzies from Noli.
And that's Byzies from Dorn.
Woo, thank you, Dorn. Thanks so much for being here, big guy.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for letting me join you. Justice League was a mess.
Dorn, good seeing you, man.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure and a privilege, Dorn. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it? Yeah.
You upstanding American boy.
You have excelled in all things.
I pump while I dump.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Oh, yeah. So cool.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Get out of here, damn silly. Get out of here!
Oh, yeah.
This episode of the Cool Boys podcast was brought to you by...
I'm still fucking Batman. Sucking Batman. Getting fucked by the Flash. It's all so good. Martha. Get some
Cool boys.
So serious.